So I wanted to share a perspective, nothing more. So yesterday, 2 days ago, I woke up with this massive message from the universe to say, it's co-creating time. We are co-creating all the time, but the energies were so intense in terms of co-creating it. And I got the message, but it took me a couple of thinking through and feeling again to be able to say, yeah, it's co-creating. So it was a day to get things done. It was a day to make plans. It was a day to plant seeds about what you want to, projects that you might want in the future. It was a day to get, just to create, to be creative, and co-create with the universe, because the universe is giving you this energy and you just pick this energy and put it in your heart and go, right, this is what I'm going to do. And I had just that kind of day that day. Sometimes these energies can last a little bit longer, between 24 hours to 40 hours. It doesn't matter. People will get hit with these energies at different times because it's what we allow ourselves to feel. It's what we allow ourselves to receive from the universe. And if we're not allowing, we are getting hit with it, but it's just kind of bouncing out. And it might bounce into other people around you, but you might not feel it as such. And that's okay. The more we work through our auric field and through our own issues, we tend to become more open to these energies. And I wasn't open to these energies. I was open to these energies when I was a child, and then I closed down, and now I'm open up again. But through a lot of self-healing work, releasing traumas, releasing limiting beliefs, releasing thought processes that was keeping me stuck in a negative state, and this and this and this and that. But it was so funny because the next day I picked up my son from school and he came in skipping saying, Mommy, I have these amazing ideas and I'm gonna do these chores and I have so many chores to do. And I was on the phone and I said, just give me a second. So I finished the phone call and I said, go on, tell me about these chores. And I'm gonna clean your car inside it out, and I'm gonna do my football cards, and I'm gonna clean my room, and I want to do all these chores, but would you pay me some money for it? I said, yeah, fine, but I think it's a lot of chores for the next few hours. You think you'll be able to do them all? Yes, I'll be able, and I don't care if I do it until bedtime. And then at the same time I'm thinking, he's feeling the co-creating energy. He's literally feeling it. But at the same time, how can I work that flexibility needs to be implemented? Because we can hold these energies for a bit longer if we know how to. It doesn't mean that the energy comes through and goes and then we miss it. It just means that, yes, we can hold for these co-creating energies. Any energies that hit us, we can cherish, or I've lost the word. We can keep it on for a bit longer. We can cultivate these energies for a bit longer. So I was thinking, but how an 8-year-old going to pick all this concept up, of allowing for flexibility, cultivating the energy for a couple of days, and then you can get everything done, and this and that. Anyway, but we had swimming lessons, so I started driving to swim. I said, where are you going? I said, swimming. No, I don't want to go swim. You have so many chores to do. And then my mind was going, yeah, but, we have a commitment for swimming, it's paid, and we missed last week and this week. And then I thought, you know what? I was like this yesterday and no one would stop me. I was co-creating. And I decided to not go swimming. And even though he was crying, stamping his feet in the car and say, I'm not going swimming, I don't. And then, of course, it was easy excuse to say he doesn't like swimming, which he does, but it was just to make his case to say, I feel this right now and I really needed to get it done. So we came back home and he was co-creating all evening, all the way until bedtime. He did everything that he said he wanted to do. And a few years ago, I would have stuck and not being flexible, which I was trying to show in flexibility, but then I have to find the flexibility myself to not go swimming. But I would have been very stiff into, no, we pay for it, we're going swimming, and we're going to do it, and miss out this beautiful opportunity of co-creation. Yeah. But not only miss out, what message would I be giving him without realizing? Again, that's conditioning, because we do things without realizing. What message would I be giving him to not listen to his intuition, to not listen to not feel the energies, to not follow through with the energies, to not go with the flow, to not, do you know what I mean? So so many other things that could have be different. Not right, I'm not saying right or wrong, but just different. And this is where we co-create timelines, because if I had gone swimming yesterday and taken swimming and reinforced the swimming, the timeline would have been, well, next time I have this urge or surge of energy to do something, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to stick to the plan of what was planned before. Yeah. And so there's a lot to filter through. Routines and things. Yes, we do need routines. We do need discipline. We do need commitments. We live in a world where things are planned, sometimes ahead. There are appointments, and we yes, all that needs to be taken into place. But we also need to be open to these energies and be a bit more flexible, because the opportunities to shift timelines are so great right now. Think about if I picked him up from school, having a really down day, not a cold or anything, but just a down day. No, I don't want to go swimming. And I forced him to go swimming, but then what his body was saying, something triggered me at school. I need to look into it. I might need help from my parents to help me look into it, into this emotional situation I feel right now, because I don't know how to make it better, or I don't know what it is. Sometimes you don't need to know what it is. You just need to feel it, and then it goes. Yeah, moves through the body and it goes. And then by pushing it to go swimming, it's like, there you go. You're not listening to your body, you're not listening to your emotions. Something needed to come through, and he didn't listen. He put it back in, went swimming, came back out. Everything seems fine, but really there was a lesson of putting things back in, bottling things back in. It's a timeline, yeah? From that situation, you can change the timeline of learning to be flexible to then follow through these gut feelings, these intuitions. And it goes back to a video where I spoke about true intuition and overreading intuition. I don't know any other word to put through how to describe, but that's the best word I could find. When we override our intuition, we end up stuck overriding intuition all the time, when then our choices aren't as aligned as it could be. So even behaviors from a child can be looked at in a very different perspective, not just by how we learn by our familial traits what those behaviors are supposed to mean. Stamping your feet not necessarily means the same thing every time. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring this awareness of so many, really. Flexibility, inflexibility, intuition, feeling the energies, following through, yes, routine, yes, commitments, but when which timeline are you getting a greater lesson from? From being flexible or inflexible? From listening to your intuition or listening to intuition? And sometimes you might need to be inflexible to get the greatest lesson that you need right at that moment. Sometimes you need to be flexible to get the greatest lesson. How do you decide which is the greater lessons? The one that resonates with you at that moment in time. Because the years down the line, being flexible in that same situation, exactly the same situation, might be a new lesson. But in this moment in time, being inflexible could be the lesson you needed it. But it's listening. It's following through. It's feeling. And in my free meditation group, I teach lots of these tools to teach you how to feel for these energies that come through you, that come through the universe. Discerning energies from yourself, discerning energies from others. How do you discern? As a child, we didn't discern energies from our parents to our energy. It was all jumbled into one. And that's why it was so difficult. Can you imagine? Yeah? So wouldn't you love to learn these discernments just for making life easier? You know, you enter a room and all of a sudden you feel absolutely shot with so much energy and you think it's you. And then the thinking mind goes, oh yeah, it's you. It's because of this. It's because of that. It's because of this. And it's because of... And then you think, that's it, done. The party's over for you. But what about entering a room and being bombarded with these energies and going, oh, I know these are not mine. I'm going to have fun. Timeline shifts. Timeline shifts. So easy. So beautiful. So amazing and fun to see and play with it. But there's steps together and we need to get started. So I'll send you love and light. All the links are below and I hope to see you in the group.